Hello and welcome to this late afternoon taste challenge. I have two 40% alcohol Caribbean silver rums, and they're both bottled in the United States. Now, this is WKer's rum imported. Now, look, I don't know where it's imported from. It says the Caribbean islands. That could be a lot. But we know it's not a U.S. territory because it wouldn't be imported, because it wouldn't be under import tax. But anyway, it's somewhere out there. A good guess would be Barbados or Dominican Republic. Probably be two good choices. Can't say though. Cuba would be a bad choice. I don't think we get any rum from Cuba. Now here is Rio Caribbean rum. Now it does not say imported. It just says Caribbean rum, which is making me think it's probably from Puerto Rico. Could be from Barcelo Marcos, where I did a rum this morning from them. It could be from Castillo, contracted with Castillo, or a whole bunch of other people. Okay. This liter bottle was $6.99. Let's see, what was the deal? Yes, $6.99 at a super discount store in Chalmette, Louisiana, on Louisiana Highway 47 northbound. Funny thing about it, I bought the Ron Rio and the Clubhouse. I like that label. Pretty clipper ship with some medals that have probably never won. Been on the market since 1975. They had a deal. Buy one, get one free. True story. So it's $6.99 for a liter. And if you bought one bottle, you could get the second one free. But you had to buy two of the same. So and they had Clubhouse, also $6.99, Clubhouse. So I asked the guy, I said, well, can I buy Clubhouse and Ron Rio and then just get the discount? Oh, no, you got to buy two of the same. I was like, okay. Now, when I went to international market and they had the LaRue blackberry brandy and spiced blackberry brandy, they had the same deal, buy one, get one free. And I asked the lady, can I mix them? Because I want to give it to my daughter, spice and regular blackberry. Oh, yeah. She said, that's fine. We don't care. They're just trying to get rid of it, So I wanted to get Clubhouse and Ron Rio, so I did not get one. I did not buy one and get one free. Although I don't know why they didn't give me one. Why they didn't give me one free since I bought one of each. That didn't make a whole lot of sense. But anyway, because I bought one of each, I should have gotten a free one for each one. But it seemed like the guy was confused. And secondly, I didn't want that much anyway. I don't need multiple bottles of Ron Rio, and I don't need multiple bottles of Clubhouse. That's too much. Okay. Now, international market does have a lot of good. That's in Metairie, Louisiana. They have a lot of good buy one, get one free. I just don't need any more Southern Comfort fiery pepper. But I could get it. Hold on a second. These built-in pourers, they're nice in one way, but in another way, they're not nice because they pour too fast. I mean, the liquid just pouring out of there, with no obstruction, and you end up getting too much. That's not enough. Yeah, so that transaction at that liquor store didn't make any sense because I should have just brought 4 bottles to the counter, got one, get the other one free, and got the other one, get the other one free. But like I said, I don't really actually want it. I don't need it. It's taken me going on 10 years to get through these 2 bottles. Run Rio liter bottle and a Clubhouse. But theoretically, I could have it. Don't know what I would do with it. I got too much liquor now. It's insanity. Okay. So they're both clear. So they're correct. They're both clear. So the appearance isn't going to make much difference, but the weight might. Okay. Got an exciting Major League Baseball game coming on soon. So, all right. Have I ever seen Ron Rio anywhere else in Louisiana? Honestly, I don't believe I have. Not that I've been actively looking for it, but I kind of remember stuff that I see. I don't recall seeing that anywhere, but no. There's a gold one. There's a silver and a gold. This one, yeah, I see this like every time I go to Winn-Dixie, which is, at least once a month, if not more. So yeah, it's ubiquitous, as they say. It's everywhere in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida. Well, now, assuming they have liquor sales from Mississippi and Alabama, that's kind of restrictive. Louisiana is wide open. Okay, let's go with the screen share. So this is WD Liquors Light Rum. The company founded in 1955, and the rum might be from that time because they've done private label for the longest time. Winn-Dixie line of liquor since I can remember, and I can remember basically my whole life. So to be Katz and Bestoff liquor. If you went to Katz and Bestoff until they got bought out by Rite Aid in 1998, Katz and Bestoff had their bourbon. They had Katz and Bestoff rum, lighting gold. They had Katz and Bestoff gin, Katz and Bestoff tequila, lighting gold, probably Canadian whiskey. There may have been a brandy, but when they said they were getting out and converting over to Rite Aid, I went over there to Katz and Bestoff, and I bought a $3.75 bottle of K&B vodka because I was like, well, this show is over. Let me get a bottle for a collector's item, which I did, and I still have it. Now, McCormick's Ron Rio rum, made with 5 times distilled rum. Ron Rio evokes the relaxed style and fun of the islands, and they got a pretty cocktail glass there. I had that glass. I have one, but I don't have one like that. That one's really nice. Available in both medium body gold and the light silver. Ron Rio rum is made from molasses refined from 100% American sugarcane. So they're using American sugarcane. 2017. That's the last time they updated this website. Now they also make Montego Bay rum, which is probably nearly identical to what I just showed you. I mean, it's the same, but I said nearly identical. There's Montego Bay coconut rum, which I've never seen Montego Bay, honestly. Pancho Villa, tequila. Somebody's asking me about that today. I think I have seen Pancho Villa, but I got too much tequila right now, so I have not bought it. Prince Albert vodka. Oh, sorry, Prince Alexis vodka. No. Man, look, there are so many liquor brands on the market. It is vodka. It is impossible to try everything. There is no way. And then there's the McCormick family of brands. No longer showing the Scotch whiskey, which it looks like they dropped that. Although they might just make it and not list it. I don't know. And then there's their higher grade products. They're more well, like they say, premium products. Husong tequila, I see that all the time in those masonry, looks like clay jars. Tequila Rose, expensive. Broker's Gin, no, I don't see that. Triple Crown, I've seen it. Platte Valley Corn Whiskey, not seen it. 360, I see that around. I do see that. Tarantula Azul, I saw that. Man, look, I just saw that the other day. I can't remember where. Kiki and Five Farms. Five Farms is very expensive, but it's the best Irish cream liqueur I ever saw. Cheers to you, Tom. All right, so let's see what happens. I'd like to visit that McCormick distillery. It was started in 1856. It's weird because the company's called McCormick Distilling, but the distillery is called Weston Distillery. And it's right there in Missouri, right on the Missouri River. You cross the river, you be in Nebraska or Kansas, but I think it's Nebraska. Is that part? I'd have to look at a map, but it's, you know, that area. I've been to Nebraska one time. I went to a place called Nebraska City, and I ate at a restaurant. You'll probably never guess which restaurant, but I've been to Nebraska. I sat down and ate at the restaurant. There's certainly no discrimination with your choice of alcohol. Many people wouldn't even think of to buy the bad stuff. Yeah, the bad stuff. Well, you know, I think if people were more open-minded, I'm talking about some people, they would find out that this bad stuff is not so bad. But yeah, I have been to Nebraska once. That was many years ago, and I did eat lunch there at a restaurant. Sat down there, ate. Nebraska City, got in my car, went back across the river back to Missouri, and on my way. Or it was Iowa. Well, whatever state is across the river from Nebraska City. Was it nice? Yeah, it seemed nice. I thought so. The restaurant, well, like I say, you probably never guessed which one, but I recall it was enjoyable. All right. That's when I used to eat without thinking about it. I had 35 extra pounds on me back then. I lost about 35 to 40 pounds. I used to be chubby, but I was like, man, I gotta cool it, you know. So in December 2001, I invented a diet, and I've been sticking to it ever since, called eat less and exercise more. I invented that diet: eat less and exercise more. There are certainly what did you think about Philadelphia when you visited? Well, I've been there more than once. I've been there probably close to 10 times. Thought it was all right, you know. I mean, some areas are kind of like New Orleans, not too nice. I mean, some parts of New Orleans are nice, some parts are not nice. It's good. I've always been in the summer. I never went in the winter. Went to see the Liberty Bell. Went to see, you know, the hall where they signed the Declaration of Independence. Went to the Philadelphia Phillies games in the old stadium and the newer one. Then I went to one in the older stadium, and I went to like 3 or 4 in the new one. It's very nice. Went to Chicky and Pete's, kind of tourist. I thought the Palladium was better. The Palladium was better. I had a good lunch at the Palladium. Yeah, my grandparents, relatives, and family are all from Nebraska. It gets hot and humid there in the summer, but it's still a good place to be at a certain time of the year. Okay. I would go back. I'm not opposed to going back. I'm telling you, I've only been there once. But I did go there, and I ate it. I'll tell you where I ate at Hardee's. Sound like a Nebraska restaurant, right? Hardee's. Okay, this is Ron Rio. Aroma only. Now, how do I know that? Because there ain't no way it's Winn-Dixie WD liquor. And I'll explain this. WD is dry in the flavor, and it smells like it's going to be dry. It's like dry, dry, dry. And you pick up two notes on that: sugar cane, sugar, but not that sweet, and sugar cane stalks, grass. Is it an unusual rum? No. Is it a lot different than your mainline brands such as Captain Morgan White or, or Bacardi Superior? No, it really isn't. It's in line with those. They're probably designing it to taste like those. So if you like Captain Morgan White rum, which is common, and you would like to save about $10 per handle, this would be a good choice. And I don't think you're losing that much. This is me saying that. I haven't done the blind taste test with Captain Morgan White yet, but it's in the cabinet. What about Don Q Cristal? Yeah, it'd be another comparable. Don Q Cristal, which is coming up. And I got a great deal on that. Man, I got a deal on that one. That I paid the same price for the Winn-Dixie as that. I paid $13.99 for this. And then they dropped it $1 naturally after I bought it. But I got that Don Q on sale for $13.99. Don Q Cristal, $13.99 for a handle. That was amazing. I still can't get over that one. That's a big glass and embossed glass bottle with a real handle on it. A glass bottle, $13.99. And I was thinking about it. I was like, no, I got to buy both. I was just thinking about it over here. I was like, I got to buy both. $26 for two handles of a really credible rum. Oh, that's right. It doesn't have a handle. It has that grip thing on the back. But I was like, you're crazy if you don't buy it. You're crazy. And I would have been crazy because the price went right up after that. Man, this thing here, it has mellowed a lot. When I first popped the cap, oh, I'm sorry, this one, it was so nasty. It smelled like Monsanto's Roundup, and it tasted like bagasse, which is like the sugarcane stalks all pressed together in a big vat, a big truck. They have this big basket truck. They call it bagasse, and they take it to a factory, and they chop it up into little fine pieces and make particle board out of it. Or they burn it at the sugarcane plant to for the fires to cook the sugarcane. But and what is that method where there's a way they cook the sugarcane into crystals? There was a man from France, and he lived in Louisiana, and he's the one that perfected that. You know, sugarcane used to not be a big deal in Louisiana or anywhere else, but he perfected granulating it. He used this big iron pot. Well, they don't use those anymore, but they might use huge ones. His name is Etienne de Boré. That was his name, Etienne de Boré. I think that was like in the 1890s, 1891, something like that, 1895. Etienne de Boré. He was like, molasses is good and cane syrup is good, but he wanted to make like the powdered sugar. And not the powdered sugar, the granulated sugar is what I'm saying. So he invented that method to refine it. But then that caused the slave trade to spike, because then there were plantations all across Louisiana. It's the same thing with Eli Whitney in the 1790s with the cotton gin. Slavery was dying out in Louisiana, South Carolina, Georgia, dying out, like literally dying out, fading away. And then they invented the cotton gin and that method to refine sugar into crystals, and then everything changed. It's amazing. I lost interest in white rum a few years ago, unfortunately. Well, I haven't lost interest in it. I'm not like a huge fan of it. I don't like chase after it, but I like it. I do like, I'll admit, I like the flavor to an extent. I do like it. That's clearly Winn-Dixie. Yeah, Etienne de Boré, he was close to me. And my grandfather had one of those big pots, iron kettles with the big handle on it. He had one in his yard. They never used it, but he had one. I guess it was left over from his family. And there was a method, like a recipe, where they take that cane sugar and they could make the crystals, and then they would bag it and sell it, in the paper bags. People would buy the sugar. But I remember that big pot. Cheers, Louisiana Liquor Reviews. Is rum one of your favorite liquors for taste challenges? Well, I guess it is. I don't know. It's hard to say. I like it. I don't crave it. You know what I mean? Like, I never say, "Oh, I can't wait to get back to rum," but I like it. I enjoy it. It's a tough challenge. Okay, so this is really mellowed out. This Ron Rio is really mellowed out. It does not taste like Bagasse and Roundup anymore. And to me, that's a bad combination, Bagasse and Roundup. Now, if I was if I owned a company that made siding for houses, okay, I'd want Bagasse. But for rum, no, I don't believe so. I haven't tried rum. Would Captain Morgan Spice Rum be a good place to start? I can't testify to that because I've never had Captain Morgan Spice Rum. I'm sorry, I've never had it. But I had that huge bottle of Captain Morgan White Rum. And I like the Captain Morgan White Rum because it's very mellow and mild, and it's very well made. It's like 10 times, what is it like? I got to go look at the bottles. It's like 5 times distilled and 10 times charcoal filtered. Like they drip it through charcoal like 10 times. Like they take the rum, they drip it through this real compact compartment. It's like a huge wooden vessel filled with charcoal. And it takes a long time for that to drip through, and then they drip it again. But it's a huge company. Their scale of production is enormous. Captain Morgan is huge on the United States Virgin Islands. I think it's on St. Croix. So it's not like some little craft distillery, you know what I mean? No, I mean, it's huge. If you like sweet alcohol, I'd recommend it, Tom, says Butch. Yeah. If you like a little sugar in your coffee, go for it. If you don't like sugar, nah, don't waste your time. You're not going to like it. Of course, the distillation and the filtering all removes most of the sugar, but there's that residual flavor, that sweet flavor of it. So, Winn-Dixie light rum, is it worth it? Yes, I definitely would agree with that. And I would theoretically buy it again, but in a practical sense, in practicality, I never will, because you know how long this bottle's going to last? Basically a lifetime. Ron Rio. Well, that means rum river in Spanish. Would I recommend it? Look, I haven't even checked the labels yet, and I know I'm right. I knew I was right. I got it. Now I'm what, 10, 2 and 1, 10 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. I could live with that for sure. Could it have been light damage sitting on that shelf at super discount store in Chalmette, Louisiana, on Louisiana Highway 47 northbound? It could have been, because I don't think they're worrying about how long it sits on the shelf. That could be a problem. It could have been a factor. I don't know this. But when I first popped the cap, twisted the cap, and broke the seal, it was unreal. It was outrageous. It was horrible. And the only thing I could compare it to was Roundup, from Monsanto. You kill weeds with it. It might make you very sick. But in Bagasse, and I was like, oh, this stuff is the worst. But then as it breathed, you see now I'm down to the bottom 40%. And when I started getting down to around 50% of it, it really brought out a lot of nice qualities. Those nasty things dissipated, and then it brought in a lot of nice features, which I love. I don't know, man. I don't think if you break open a bottle, it should have those weird flavors and aromas and be so offensive. So I would recommend it with caution. You know what I mean? Like a qualified recommendation. Buy it, but beware, it could exhibit some exotic features at first, but then, like I said, these dissipated. And now, no, I never had red rum, red rum, red rum. I haven't seen that brand around, but I was going to say I could ask Stanley Kubrick, but he's not able to answer that question. I was saying Stanley Kubrick might be able to tell me about it. He said, well, what about Shelley Duvall? She could, no, Shelley Duvall can't answer that question. Jack Nicholson might. Jack Nicholson might. Anyway, I don't know about these things. I don't keep up with movies. I don't watch. Let me get off of this because all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and I don't know anything about any of that stuff. I've heard of rum going rancid. I guess the vegetal matter from the residual sugar in the mash, maybe. So it's craft beer-tastic. Yeah, I think you're on the right track, but then why would it suddenly not be rancid? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would that badness be profound, like really bad, sort of bad? Yeah, it's not so bad now, pretty bad, you know, not really that bad, not bad, and then dissipates, and then it's just like regular good rum. So that's the thing that, and wouldn't the top of the bottle be closer to the light? And you're not moving it, right? So the bottle's not moving at all. And I put it in my car, it didn't really move. So that's making me think, oh, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I have heard of rum. Okay. Well, folks are all caught up on something now. All right. Well, we talking about rum today, Dr. Taco MD. We're talking about rum. All right. Y'all take care. And I might get a taco tomorrow at Taco Bell. Y'all take care. And the winner is which one you want to buy. But I probably would go with WD because I can get it easily here. It's reliable. It's $12.99 a handle right now. I mean, it will go up. It will go up when the sale's over. But yeah, it's a good product. This one I can't. I mean, I can't really get it anyway. I just found it on an off chance, so I don't know. I mean, I'd buy it, $6.99 a liter. What the heck? I'd buy it, of course. But yeah, $12.99 a handle, definitely. I would definitely recommend that. $12.99 a handle. Where is it from? What country? Well, it's from now I don't know what islands. It's bottled in Kentucky at Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace. But it's sold at Winn-Dixie. It's a Winn-Dixie brand. Winn-Dixie. So if you don't live in Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, or Louisiana, well, yeah, can't get it. Sorry. But thanks to Sazerac, Buffalo Trace for bringing this in. Y'all need to work on your Canadian whiskey. That thing's got a lot of problems. You need to work on your WD let's see, I did the Canadian whiskey. This is the rum. There was one product that was outrageously not good, and they need to get a handle on that. Oh, the Scotch whiskey. That thing was a train wreck. The WD Scotch whiskey. That was the worst Scotch whiskey I've ever had, and I've had a lot at this point. Oh, that thing was. Oh my goodness, what are they thinking? Are you mad? Have you gone crazy? So the Winn-Dixie Scotch whiskey, it looks pretty. The WD Scotch whiskey, and they got it right there on the bottle. Sazerac, like they all proud, they all proud of it. But the flavor was unreal. I couldn't get over it. Yeah, Winn-Dixie, no shirt, no shoes, no problem. Right? No, no, they don't let you in. The WD Scotch, right? That was it. Oh, couldn't get over that one. I just can't believe it. You still, when you taste it, you can't believe it. And then my friend David says it's probably not even Scotch. David, he says probably not even Scotch. It's some cheap bourbon that they're putting in there and they're calling it Scotch. I said, come on, man. Those people would go to prison for that. They wouldn't get a fine. They would like be in prison. That would be like grand theft. I said, it's Scotch. It's just like maybe the worst Scotch on that island, Great Britain, that they can get rid of. But I'm trying to see if I can talk him into doing a review of it. I doubt he'll do it. The W's. Okay, Ron Rio has to win this. I am biased, maybe. How far along are you into the taste challenge? Just tuned in. I'm at the end, Kevin. I'm at the end. Ron Rio did not win, but it competed. They were even. The price is about the same. So I was just saying I would choose the Winn-Dixie because I can get it a lot easier here. But a lot easier. But I would drink the Ron Rio. I would drink it. Yes, I would drink it. A cheap blended Scotch? Oh, it's very cheap. Monstrously cheap. I collect rum, so I was curious as to what you were doing. Oh, yeah. Well, these would be two good ones to collect. WD rum, light rum. Good collectible. Has a nice label. I haven't seen it in glass, but if you go to Florida, they probably got it in glass. But in Louisiana, they just sell in handles. But in Florida, yeah, you probably get glass liters. Ron Rio, well, it's really that old. It is 49 years old. It has been on the market that long, and you could probably find some collectibles on that, but I'm not saying anybody would want to buy them. Anyway, all right, so now we have a few more coming up. Clubhouse. It's it's okay. It's made. I think it's made in Kentucky. Yes, they make rum in Kentucky. Believe it or not, that's not a law. You can make rum in any state. They make rum in Louisiana, actually. I have another Heaven Hill brand. I can't remember the name. It's relatively common. And then I have Captain Morgan White. I mean, Captain Morgan White will whip any of these. All the ones I brought in so far, it'll just blow them up. Except for Bacardi Silver, obviously. That'll be a real battle. But I mean, Captain Morgan White's just gonna blow through these as a joke, like it's a joke, but it's not a joke, but it will blow through them like a joke. Okay, so last comments. What's David's opinion on Canadian blended whiskey? He hates it. They are really great and quite underrated. I agree. I like Canadian whiskey, but he hates Canadian whiskey, except for Rich and Rare Reserve. He loves Rich and Rare Reserve, which I like too. Don't get me wrong, I like it. But his opinion of Canadian whiskey is, and he did love the Gooderham and Wort. He loved the not Gooderham and Worts, the Duncan Harwood. Now he did love the Duncan Harwood. Which is great. It's a good product. It's one of those outliers. Like you think it's going to be terrible. Oh no, that thing! I got it for $14.99 for a handle. Duncan Harwood. What a great product. If you like rum, you've got to make some grog. Oh really? Says diversity for Israel. Mr. Taco says, I work at a big Midwest tiki bar. I can make Navy grog. We need to know. These people are getting out of hand now. We need to normalize drinking rum neat. The complexity of rum is so intriguing, says Kevin Johnston. I tend to agree with that. I always drink rum neat at room temperature. These are not chilled, and they are neat. I didn't add any lime or anything. They're pure, and they are complex. You're right. There is a lot in with both of these, whatever you may think of them. They do have a lot of intricate and complex qualities. They're not like, I can't get over it. It's so amazing. But they do have their own level. They do have their own level of complexity. I have to admit that. I would feel more comfortable saying they were garbage, because I could fit in more with the cool kids. 2 of the last 6 years, the ISC Supreme Champion, highest rated spirit in the world, was a rum. Really? People just don't know how good rum can be. I do know that, but yeah, a lot of people don't. They think it's just a mixer, drinking rum and Coca-Cola, the old song. I would love to see you do a video on the current state of affairs in the Israel-Gaza conflict, as well as the Iran conflict. Iran conflict. I haven't updated that video from October 2023 because nothing's changed. My opinion is still the same. The U.S. should not be involved. I said that then, and I believe that now. What did I say back then? The United States should not be involved in the conflict, and the United States should not be sending any country any money or weapons. Now, if they want to buy the weapons, let them pay cash, backed up by gold, not credit cash, and bring it back on their own ships, cash and carry. So yes, but I'm not in their pocket, so I'm not going to say what they want me to say. Okay, so nothing's changed. That's why I haven't updated my video. I'm saying neutrality today, neutrality tomorrow, neutrality forever. Now you got Harris and Trump, and they both rah-rah Israel. So I said they both in their pocket. I'm trying to figure out if they're trying to be the president in D.C. or at Tel Aviv, But anyway, that being said, yeah, check these products out. I think you'll probably like them if you have an open mind. Bye-bye.